At this point, I've been plugging away at this for an hour and have very little show for it. I've got 3 slabs and 1 board that needs secondary processing. From here, with the 3-sided cant, we're going to start banging out boards really quickly. With a 14-inch board, I can usually do about 4 boards on a tank of gas. So I usually don't shut it off between boards. I'll just do my run of 3 or 4 boards, and then I'll stop to fuel up and give the saw a little bit of time to cool down. So I'll go for that now for a nice set of boards. So there we have it, round of 4 boards, went pretty quickly. I'll have to check the camera to see how long that took in real time, because I'll probably speed that up. But yeah, boards coming out quickly, and I'll just fuel up and just keep going. So that's basically it. There's not a whole lot to it. Yeah, it's exciting. It's hard to describe something that happens not very quickly as really exciting, but first time you turn a rough log into some just big, bold, beautiful lumber is pretty amazing, pretty exciting. So yeah, I'll just keep cutting, keep piling them up, and I guess once it's done, I'll show you where I stack and sticker them. Well, this low battery issue is kind of killing the end of this video a little bit, but anyways, here's what I'm talking about. There's just a general idea. So I just snapped 2 parallel lines, in this case 14 inches apart, and ran over them with the circular saw. Just takes a few moments to get them edged. I like to edge them before stacking them. And then that way, once I'm ready to work, got all the boards just ready to go and square edged.
Oh, nothing but sawdust left, and a bunch of boards to finish this side. Amazing. Get in. Take it away, Dave. Oh. Smash, brain, crash.
Yeah, it's good tight here.
This is our Great Wall of China. Oh. This is all the limbs of the logs. Stack and sticker.
Yep. Gonna be a nice pile just from one log.
Yep. Nice boards. Did you already talk about how to do this?
No, I didn't. So we've got 1 inch by 1 inch stickers. Excuse me. 4 feet wide seems to be kind of a nice, comfortable stack width to be able to access the stack easily. And I've laid them about every 2 feet. They keep the stickers obviously right over top of each other, so they're supported all the way through. And then just pile them up. So there's our finished stack of lumber. Bit hard to see there, but 3 boards wide and 5 high, so we got 15 boards of 10-foot 1x14.5s, and kept 16th board out to finish up. We had needed 1 more board for today. And then we've just piled some weight on top. And that's because I probably won't do any more milling today, so this pile's going to sit here for a little bit. So put that weight on top to keep the top boards from cupping as they dry. As a brief aside, we're being invaded by caterpillars. They're everywhere and on everything. It's like this last year too, though, and they...
No, they were way worse this year.
Okay.
Falling from the sky. It's disgusting.
Okay. Why don't you show the new project post-milling?
Come this way!
This is for after a hard day of milling. You no longer have to jump in the pond.
How's your shower? Ugh. Yay. Roomy.
So I thought this structure was relevant to milling as well, because if I can back up here a little bit, oh, you can stay in there.
Yeah.
Those 4 corner posts were a single log, and I quartered them with the mill, and that worked out pretty well. So I put the square edges out to catch the siding, and then just put the round sides in. And of course, great spot to use slab siding is anywhere where you don't need tight joints. Although you could joint the slab siding and have it tight as well if you want. So that's our outdoor shower with hot water. Well, I forgot to shoot this yesterday, but I wanted to take a moment to show the boards on the building. We've got our next log lined up there ready to go as well. These boards were all cut within this last month, and the ones just over the door we had run out, so those are the ones just cut yesterday, a couple of those boards. So cut yesterday and just put immediately on the building, and that's one of the beauties of board and batten, is it allows, so I'll just move in here a little bit. You can't see too much there anyways, but so we got big boards, 3-inch battens as well, and still need a little bit of trim work there in under the door, but with the nails placed just here in the center of the board, and there's no nails out on the outside, that allows the board, it's going to shrink and change in width as it dries, but with the nails placed primarily just towards the center there, it'll have some freedom of movement, and then the battens are screwed down, and they act as a clamping force. I'll back up again. And that keeps the boards, the battens clamps the boards, keeps them nice and flat so they don't cup as they dry, but it allows them to slide in behind the battens and shrink as well. So one method of putting siding on that lets you put it on green and just let it dry on the building. One of the biggest critiques of chainsaw milling is that the wide kerf of the chain produces a lot of waste, a lot of sawdust, but when you have nothing else, to me I think it's you know, it's better than just letting the logs go to rot. So in terms of efficiency that way, you know, if you weren't going to produce any boards, then you know, every single board that you're able to produce this way is you know, better than not. So our remote location, we felt that getting a bandsaw mill in and being able to move logs to the bandsaw mill all the time kind of requires heavier equipment. So chainsaw mill is kind of our best option, and it works pretty well. Produced lots of lumber in short order here, and many other locations around the property. It's been about a month since I shot that milling footage. Still haven't edited the video, so that gives me an opportunity to give a little update. So I've been kind of chipping away evenings, sometimes afternoons. I've got a nice big pile, 10-foot boards. Do not go in there. And testing the limits of my OSB floor there. A little bit of weight, some slab wood on top just to help keep those top boards flat. So nice pile of 10-footers there. Stacked and stickered and drying out in the shade with good airflow. Over in this shed, bottom half I've got 12-footers, and then I've got 8s and 6s on top of that, and just some blocks for some extra weight on top as well. Got a little pile of leftover stickers. A couple of the small logs, if they were curved and they weren't going to square up nicely, I did some of them live edge, do some shelving or something later. Here's another one. Just cut 2.5-inch live edge boards. Nice pile of sort of bonus firewood just from the branches. Here in this small shelter I've done bevel boards, so you can kind of see the bevel on the cut there. And I've got a couple of piles like this of slab wood as well. And that's it, just a pile of sawdust, some bark to chip, some sawdust to rake, and this fine milling dust packs down really nicely, so it's good fill for our trails, doesn't bog down the cart wheels, and it's pretty bright in the moonlight, so that's kind of like a added bonus. So yeah, good times, and hope you enjoyed it.